Hey, everybody. Welcome to our first night of January mentorship training slash coaching. We're so excited that y'all are here. Love seeing all the progress that you're already making this month and just doing the things and doing them scared and learning and taking on this business. So we're excited that you're here, ready to help you learn and answer questions and see what we can do to help move you forward. So tonight, Michele and I didn't introduce myself, but I'm Emily Haas. I'm an Emerald Ambassador. Michele Stuchell is also here. She's a Sapphire. She's going to be talking to you about inviting people into Plexus, and I'm going to talk to you about social media. So we're going to let Michele kick it off, and then we will come back and answer any questions you have. So take it away, Michele.
Great. Thank you, Emily. And it is a pleasure and an honor to be with all of you tonight. And what a gift that this mentorship program is, really. Brittany, thank you so much for creating this, because I just remember when I started, I had so many questions and I was so nervous and so afraid. And, here's the thing, none of us at where we are, further ahead than you, none of us were like, yes, I know everything and I can do it all perfectly. No, I certainly wasn't. I just did it afraid. I learned, I fell, I stumbled, I did some things right, I fell again. And here's the thing, you can keep going. You can learn. Everything in this business is figure outable, and you can learn how to do all of it. Only 20% of this business is skill, 80% is mindset. And I get the pleasure and privilege of talking to you about inviting people to take a look at what you're doing. And here's the thing, I want you to remember this phrase: all business is conversation. All business is conversation. And so when you are talking to people, you are, number one, not convincing. Number two, you're not pushing. Number three, you are not peddling. What you are doing is you are inviting people to take a look through conversation. And that's what we are doing. And why can we do this with confidence? Because we know what we have is a gift. And here's the deal. It's really not a matter of will this work? It's not. What we have is proven. It works. It's a matter of will you do the work? Okay. It's not a matter of if this work, but will you do the work? And when you get it, when you realize what you have is a gift, both physically and financially, it will enable you to move forward with confidence, because guess what? Your eyes are not on yourself. They are on what Plexus can do for the other person. That's where I want you to focus when you're talking about inviting. The focus is not on you at all. The focus is on what Plexus can do for the person that you're talking to, physically and financially. Because remember, Plexus offers two things: gut health supplements, life-changing supplements that every man, woman, and child needs, and a financial opportunity. And more people go to bed at night worried about money and finances than they do about their gut health. And we have answers to both. I think it literally makes me shudder to think what my life would be like right now if Brittany had not reached out to me about these products. It would be nothing like it looks like today. We would still be a one-income family. Who knows what COVID would have done to me, because I was all the respiratory issues. But because she knew that what she had was a gift, she reached out to me. And she envisioned, what could Plexus do for me and my future? And so she could follow up with me and invite me to take a look. And so I did. And through the process of going through the process of follow-up and the process of me learning to do it afraid, my life is completely different. You never know what your simple invitation to somebody will do for them and their life and their future and their legacy. That's the power of what we have. What could Plexus do for this person. So that's the first thing I want you to remember. Okay, number one is all business is conversation. You're inviting people to take a look. That's what you're doing. This is a process of inviting and educating through tools. If you've opened, most of you have probably opened the Confident Conversations Guide, right? And you've learned about tools. You do not have to have all the answers. You are inviting people to take a look. And when you do, you can use posts, videos, things that are already in our toolbox. So you don't have to be the expert. They are taking a look. The tools do the talking, and then you are leading them down the road of conversation so that they can make an informed decision about what they want to do. And it takes a follow-up process. So that is really, really, really important, because when you realize that what you have is a gift, your thoughts, remember, Brittany said this last week, you will never outperform the quality of your thinking. And if you are worried and focused on yourself, what are they going to think of me? Am I coming across pushy? What if she doesn't want it? That will hinder you, because your thoughts determine the quality of your thoughts determine the quality of your actions. And success in recruiting, inviting people to take a look, it starts with belief, right? Brittany said this last week. Belief in yourself that you can do this. Belief in our life-changing products, and belief in network marketing. And you can build this belief every day. And I want to encourage you to by reading testimonies about what the products are doing for people, reading testimonies about what the business is doing for people. Because it starts here. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And if your eyes are completely on yourself, it could hinder you or cause you to stumble. But again, once your eyes are on the other person and you are envisioning, what could these products, what could this business do for this person? What it does for me is it inspires me to invite them to take a look at what we have with boldness, because I know what we have is a gift. Okay. The essence of what we are doing is meeting a need. We are providing solutions to needs physically and financially. And that makes me excited to reach out. It makes me excited to invite people to take a look, because you never know. Most people don't walk around with a sign on top of their head that's saying, I'm praying for an answer. I'm praying for an answer. Somebody give me an answer, especially if it's about money. Very few people are going to walk around with a sign on their head saying, I want more money. How can I get it? Right? Or I really don't feel my best and I'm struggling and I don't want to let my kids down. They don't walk around with signs like that. You never know what prayer you're answering by you reaching out to somebody and offering hope, because that's what we're about. Offering hope. We are offering people the chance to improve their lives. My life is different and better physically and financially because of what we have. 100%. Now, as you are inviting people to take a look at what we have, right, on the product and the opportunity side, remember, I want you to remind you of some expectations, proper expectations, okay? 1 out of 10 people will respond to your message, okay? That's normal. An average of 1 out of 10 people are going to respond to you. And it is normal for it to take 8 to 12 exposures before somebody makes a purchasing decision. That is normal. Now, when you're first starting out, it may be better than that. If it is, fantastic. That's great. But if you're like most people, just know that it will take 10 messages to get 1 response. That should take the pressure off of you. If when you send a message, and they don't respond, that's okay. You just send out another one and you send out another one. I'm not going to just say it's a numbers game, but it is a numbers game. This is the law of averages. And when you understand what's normal, you can move forward in confidence, knowing that you are moving down a proven system. So that should help you, okay? And remember, the first time you reach out, it is normal for it to take 8 to 12 exposures for somebody to make a purchasing decision. Next week, Christina Williams will be talking to you all about follow-up. But here's where it starts. It starts with reaching out and inviting people to take a look. Now, I want you to write in the chat box, I want you to write if you successfully reached out to somebody to invite them to take a look at the products. Now, notice I didn't say that they answered you or you got to join. I want you to remember what you have control over and what you don't have control over. People are not going to join you just by putting up a post. What we have is not just a post and pray kind of business, unless you're a mega influencer. And if you're a mega influencer, God bless you, that's fantastic. I'm not a mega influencer. You've got to reach out to people, right? You cannot control when people respond to you, but you can control how many people you are inviting to take a look at what you have. And that is where it begins. When you start inviting people to take a look at our products and our opportunity, you have got the ball rolling. So congratulations. If you sent out a message inviting people to take a look, congratulations. I'm really proud of you. I was scared. I was terrified. I was nervous, but guess what? I didn't die. And guess what? I ranked up. And guess what? 6.5 years, I'm still here. And my life is completely changed. And guess what? Yours can too. This is a step. You're just taking steps and you bite the elephant. You eat the elephant one bite at a time. So remember that conversations is where all business begins. You're inviting people to take a look. You're not convincing anybody of anything. You are not pushing. You're inviting them to take a look. The focus is on them and what Plexus can do for them. And inviting people is under your control. So do what is under your control and then trust God with the results. I'm sure you've got lots of questions about inviting and lots of questions about social, but I'm going to turn it over to Emily because I know she's got a ton of great information for us about social media.
Thank you, Michelle. That was fantastic, as always. Okay, so let me share my screen. I have a lot of slides for y'all tonight. I wanted to give you things you could screenshot, things you can go back and watch, lots of examples of great pictures and all the things. So we're going to talk fast because I have a lot. So let me start sharing my screen here. Let's see, present. Okay, can y'all see this? Okay, good. Let me see if I can move you off of my screen. That would be helpful. Bless. Okay, I cannot move you off my screen, so I won't be able to see half of it. So we'll just figure this out. Bless. Okay, also half of my screen is jacked up because my computer's jacked up, so meh. Okay, here we go. We're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna talk about using social media to grow your business, okay? So why in the world do we want to use social media? Well, first of all, because it puts the whole world at your fingertips and your success is not limited to your location, your current network, your current level of influence. None of those things limit you. Now, network marketers of old, the door-to-door vacuum salesman, they were limited, right? We do not have that because we literally have the world at our fingertips with social media. We can say something once and hundreds or thousands of people see it. So this is leveraging a really fantastic tool to build our businesses. Consistent posting builds credibility with your audience, and you have a solution to the top two stressors that people struggle with, which is health and finances. It's our job and responsibility to share that. And people don't know what we have if we don't show them, right? So we use social media to do that. I really need to get this out of full screen because I cannot see 3/4 of it. So this could get interesting.
It's showing up weird on our end too,
Is
Emily.
it? Okay.
Yeah. like the part where it says present, like
Mm-hmm.
the little window, it's kind of blocking the actual slide.
Okay, let me see if I can figure out how to get this out of full screen mode. How about that? Can y'all see that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, is
We
that
can see all your next slides at the bottom.
okay? Well, let's do that. How about this? That work?
Yep.
Okay. So, oh, good. Now I can read the whole thing. So this will work out better. Okay.
No,
So
you
first
skipped
thing,
the slide, just so you know.
yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. So that's the one, the why social media. Is that what y'all see? Okay. So that's the one that I just went through is that, but maybe you couldn't see it. So go back and look at it. But that's what I talked about just a second ago. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about is your profile picture. This is so important, okay? Because your profile picture is your audience's first impression of you. When we are on social media, we have this tiny little bubble, and that's what we see, right? To make a judgment call about these people on our Facebook. And it's really important that you put some time and effort into your profile picture. So first thing we want to do, show your face. This does not need to be your dog or your cat or your horse or a sunset or the beach or the mountains. It needs to be your face so people can recognize and clearly identify you. Also, it needs to be fairly close up, right? Because it is going to be in a little tiny bubble that people are going to use to recognize you. So I've put here some great examples of profile pictures from our leaders. Go to your Facebook, do a little self audit and see if this is something that you need to update. And if you do, it's okay. No worries at all there, right? And I love this quote at the bottom that says a good first impression can work wonders, because that is how we first off judge people on Facebook. And we're going to talk about that again here in just a little bit. Okay, so where do I post? This is a question that we get a lot because there's a lot of different platforms at this point that you could be posting on. So what I'm going to propose is that you post on the platform where you currently post the most and also the platform that you prefer to consume content on, okay? Most of us build our businesses on Facebook because that is just, quite honestly, it's a simpler platform to learn and master than, say, Instagram. Okay. So, whatever platform you choose one platform and go all in on really mastering how to post there. Okay. And then remember, if you are not posting a whole lot on Facebook at this point, or if you don't post in your stories, it's okay. Because what we're going to do, what we're here to do is help you take messy action and learn as you go. None of us came into this as just social media gurus or any of that kind of stuff. We all started at the beginning and just learned as we have gone along, okay? And you can absolutely do the same thing. Messy action is better than no action. And the more you practice, the more confident you're going to become, okay? Now, how do I post? Well, there's a lot here. Okay. So, what I want to tell you is messy action. It's probably not going to be pretty at first. It's okay. Just keep going. But it's also easy to overshare because what we have to offer here is so exciting. So, here's some tips for how to post effectively. Our goal is to post 1 to 3 times a day with a simple 2-to-1 ratio. So that means for every one Plexus post, we want to have 2 personal posts in between, because what we don't want to do is be a infomercial for Plexus when somebody comes to our Facebook page, okay? We want them to see us and who we are and what we value, and that Plexus just happens to be one of those things, okay? So 1 to 3 posts a day is plenty, 1 to 3 posts. If you have more than that to say, it's okay. Go to your stories, put it there, pull out the most important and valuable, and then take everything else to your stories. We want to make your post impactful, so they should always add some sort of value to your audience and include a high quality, pretty picture to slow that scroll when somebody's scrolling Facebook, because it is the picture that's going to initially stop somebody from scrolling, okay? Now, we also, this is so important, avoid outdated, blurry, cheesy, and salesy graphics like the plague, literally like they are going to kill you if you post them, okay? Don't do it. There are so many beautiful pictures out there. And if you're not sure, ask your friend before you post. Find an honest friend that will tell you the truth. But ask them and see what they say. And don't get your feelings hurt if they're like, I wouldn't do that. And also, what I want to tell you is that when you see other people posting on Facebook, if it's a product picture and you love it, save it. You can use it, okay? But if it's a picture of somebody or somebody holding their pink drink, whatever, save that picture too, but don't post that picture. Look at it, learn from it, and figure out how you can go recreate that post with you and your pink drink or you and your Probio 5, okay? And then anytime before you post, just ask yourself, is this encouraging, entertaining, or educating? Or if I were not friends with me, would this post make me curious to know me more? Those are great questions to ask yourself anytime you post, okay? Now, what do I post? So when we're on social media, we like to consume content that adds value to us in some way. So this is teaching us something, encouraging or inspiring us, something that's relatable, something solves a problem for us, or simply makes us laugh. And our goal with our content is to do that same thing, provide that same experience for our audience. So if you're not sure what to post, these are some great ideas that can help you. So make a list of the 5 things that are most important to you in your life. Those are great things to post about because it shows your audience what you value. What can you talk about endlessly? What are you learning or reading? How are you growing? What are you implementing that's making your life easier? This could be simple recipes. It could be organization, whatever it is. Why did you say yes to Plexus? What has this opportunity afforded you? And how have the products helped you or your friends? These are all great jumping off points to write your Plexus post, okay? So let's talk about Plexus post. A Plexus post is any post that you are sharing Plexus with your friends. So this could be changes you're seeing, changes your friends are seeing, something you've learned that our products are helping with. It could be sharing our community. It can be showing what the opportunity and the income is affording your family. As you're going throughout your day, because a lot of times people are like, I don't know how to post about Plexus. Next, when you're out and about tomorrow, as you go throughout your day, think and see what you're doing differently than you did before you started Plexus. This could be you have more energy. You played with your kids instead of laid on the couch all day. You filled your gas tank up all the way instead of stopping at $20. You went and hung out with some new Plexus friends that 3 months ago you would have been terrified to do because you just didn't know these girls, right? It can be any number of things, but as you're going throughout your day, pay attention and make note of them. Put it in your phone, in the notes in your phone. Keep a notebook with you. Whatever it is, those things can be turned into Plexus posts, okay? And then what you're going to post about is who you're going to attract. So if you are posting product posts, you're going to have a lot of customers. If you're posting business posts, you're likely going to have a lot more business builders. But the key is we want a good balance. So we need to be posting product post and Plexus post, okay? And opportunity post. Okay, this 7 days of Plexus post is in the guides in the mentorship group. And these are just great examples. And I wanted to put them here just so you can see that it really is simple, okay? And you can take any of these examples, pull them out, copy the text, alter it to sound authentic to your voice and how you talk and who you are, and then put your own picture with it. And now you have an entirely new post, right? But you didn't have to come up with it from scratch. The template is already there. So utilize that, and that will give you lots of good content right there. And those are all great picture examples of pink drink posts. Okay, so lots of different things. You don't even always have to show your face. So there you go. But do recommend showing your face more often than not. Okay, so I wanted to show y'all some stop the scroll picture examples, because this is something that people struggle with a lot, is what kind of pictures do I post? How do I take pictures? All of that. So what you want to do is choose clear and quality pictures. They can be selfies. They can be pictures other people have taken of you. It does not matter, as long as they're clear, good quality, your personality is shining through. We're showing your face, but not necessarily always. Show what you value and show our community, okay? So some great examples there. Now, personal posts. This is where people get hung up a lot, because we hear, my life is so boring. I don't have any value to add to people. What in the world will I even talk about? Well, there's all kinds of things. So a personal post is just basically anything that gives the audience more of you. And the key here is authenticity, because it's where your friends on social media are going to get to know you. They're going to get to know who you are, what you value, and why they want to be friends with you. And they should want to be friends with you, right? So let your personality shine through. Be authentic, okay? And this is where we want to do those things like we talked about a while ago, where we're teaching something or encouraging or inspiring, solving a problem for our audience, or simply making people laugh, because everybody needs to laugh, right? So when I say solve a problem, that does not have to be something giant, okay? It could literally be simple after school snacks for my kids. That's a problem that mamas have. What the heck do I feed these children every day? So you could literally have a series of simple after school snacks. That solves a problem for your audience, okay? And again, if you're not sure what to post about, go back to that list that I have here and make note of those things. Like, do a brain dump on your paper or in your notes in your phone, and make a list of these things that you can post about so that you have them handy. And I did add one here that is, what can I ask my audience's opinion on? And that is because sometimes we do what we call engagement posts, and those are simply to get our audience engaging with us. And that can be asking a question or asking opinions on things. Our audiences love to give their opinion, especially if you have two different outfits you're choosing from, or tile to go in your bathroom or whatever. People love to give their opinion. So that's a great way to do an engagement post. But here again, show your face, because people want to see you, and showing your face is going to build credibility. And also, what I want you to know is that when people decide to purchase Plexus from you, it's not because they just bought into Plexus, it's because they bought into you and who you are. Because they could go buy Plexus from any number of people, right? We have 107 people on this call right now. Your audience could go buy Plexus from any one of those people, but they chose to purchase from you because of who you are and who you've shown them who you are, right? They've bought into you. So be sure and show your face and be authentic. Okay, so here are some sample posts, and I just pulled a few different kind from my page. I wanted to give you a look at every one. So this one here in my green sweater is just an inspiration post, really. It's a quote, and that's something that I do a lot. People tend to like quotes, and so, we all want to be inspired. This one here is a pink drink post, and it's kind of funny and kind of, whatever. So it got a lot of engagement there. Just because it is funny talking about slapping carbs out of your hand, but I won't actually slap you. So that was funny. Engagement post here with, if you could take a 13-year-old boy anywhere on a trip, where would you take him? Lots and lots and lots of engagement on that post because, like I said, people love to share what they know or give opinions. This is a business post, so you can see again, good quality picture, and just talking about, well, this one is about our mentorship, and how I can help you be successful. And then this one here is just me adding value to my audience by giving a family movie night recommendation, because a lot of families are looking for those, and I like to share things. We share things all the time, right? That we do. So that is a great way to just add value to your audience. So those are some sample posts you can go back and look at if you want. Now, this right here is a formula for a perfect post. Several of the girls on my team have been utilizing this for their post, and they are loving it. So what this is you can take this formula and literally go write any post, okay? So I'm just going to run through them real quick. The first step is to have a good hook. So after your picture, the next thing that is going to keep somebody reading your post is that first line, right? If the first line bores them, they probably are going to keep scrolling. If the first line intrigues them and make them curious, they're going to read a little more. So that would look something like, can I share a secret? Or the craziest thing happened to me today. And you can actually Google social media hooks, and there are lists and lists and lists and lists and lists. But what I like to do a lot of times is actually write my post and then go back and put a hook after I've written the post. Okay. So you can go either way with that. But next thing we want to do is connect to a feeling, because we are human and we are emotional creatures. And so we want to connect to feelings. So whatever it is that you're talking about in your post, dig deep and figure out what the emotions are that you experience along that, okay? Whatever it is that you're talking about. So if it's a positive feeling, why are you feeling that way? If it's a negative feeling, why are you feeling that way? And how can you show your audience that you have overcome that or are going to overcome that negative feeling, okay? And then you want to attach a personal story with it. This does not mean spill all your secrets, but it does mean to show the story of what maybe you've learned from a challenge or a difficult situation, or share a tip or advice, give them a solution to a problem. Okay, and then to wrap it up, we're going to have a call to action. So basically, what action do you want your audience to take from your post? So that could mean message me or drop a comment if you can relate, or drop your favorite mama hack in the comments, whatever. And then obviously choose a good picture. So you can take this formula and go write any post and it will be a great post. Real quick, posts versus stories, because if you're new to social media, this may be a little confusing for you. So basically, you can think of your Facebook post as your storefront. They're introducing your friends to who you are and helping them decide if they want to know more about you. And then your stories are going to be the behind the scenes. They're giving your audience a deeper look into who you are, what you do, how you spend your time. So basically, think of it this way. Somebody goes to your Facebook. Your posts there are basically, you're in New York City at Christmas and you're looking at all the beautiful window displays and you're window shopping, right? You're deciding which store you want to go into. Then you open that door at Macy's because they have the best window displays. You open that door, you go inside and you see all the things, right? You're no longer just looking at the outside. You're seeing all the things that make Macy's Macy's, right? So this is where you show them, what do you do with your time? How are you spending your day? That is what you do with your time. All these different things, right? So it's important that you utilize both these spaces, to build that like, know, and trust factor with your audience, because again, it's building credibility and influence, and those are what's going to convert your followers into customers. And this is really important. So keep this in mind as you're posting, whether on stories or Facebook, that every story or post is making a deposit or a withdrawal from your audience. So when you're educating, entertaining, encouraging, sharing stories, those are making deposits in those bank accounts that you have with your audience members. When you ask for something from them, whether you're asking for a sale or you're asking for them to engage with you, you're withdrawing from them. Both are important, both are okay, but you want to make sure, just like with your bank account, that you're having more deposits than you do withdrawals, okay? Now, some tips for stories. Show your face. People want to see you. Talk in your stories. This is where people get that feeling of, I know you, because they're literally on the other end of that screen having a conversation with you. Show yourself using your products, mixing up your pink drink, unboxing your orders, get creative there. Keep a good mix of personal to Plexus posts. You can follow that same 2-to-1 ratio. Utilize a variety of stories. So you want to do pictures, videos, boomerangs, add some polls, add some sliders, mix it up so that it's not the same thing over and over and over, okay? 7 to 10 stories per day is a good number. And then keep a list of who's watching your stories, because they are interested in your life and are just want to know what you have to say, or they would not keep watching. This is basically an open door for you to go invite them to take a look at Plexus. Okay, expanding your network really quick, a daily habit worth having. You want to be expanding your network so that you never run out of people to talk to. There are billions of people on social media, and if you're expanding your network daily, you will not run out of people to talk to. You find new friends by scrolling through the people you may know, okay? The comments of your non-Plexus friends posts, anybody that stands out to you there, go check them out. And people you connect with in real life. Hey, let me add you to my Facebook. Now, you do have to be selective with who you friend, okay? Don't go and friend every person in the people you may know line. Don't do that. Be selective. How do we do that? First of all, with their profile picture, right? That is what is going to catch our eye. Then go to their page. Ask yourself these questions. If you look at their page and you feel good about life, they look like somebody you want to be friends with, friend them. If you look at their page and you feel like, oh my God, don't friend them. Move on. Go to somebody else. It's perfectly fine to be selective. We also want to be intentional to engage so that our feed is full of non-Plexus people, and so that our non-Plexus friends are seeing our posts. So take 5 minutes a day, comment on their post, engage with their stories. This is going to keep you in their news feed, okay? And also keep a running list of who you're engaging with so that you know that you need to go invite them, like Michele talked about. Okay, so top tips for social media is post consistently. So this is 1 to 3 times a day. Utilize that perfect post formula. Keep a good personal to Plexus post ratio. 2-to-1 is ideal. And before you post, ask yourself, is this encouraging, entertaining, or educating? Or if I was not friends with me, would I want to be after seeing this post? Show your face and use quality pictures. Focus on your audience and what problem you can solve for them. When we have team gatherings, talk about them. People are hungry for our community, and if you are not showcasing it, they won't know about it. So that includes these events that we're doing, these coaching calls, Monday Night Live, book club, in-person events, whatever it is, show people what you are doing. And then adopt this mentality always, no drama, no negativity. This is a positive place, and we want to put that out there. We do not want drama and negativity all up in our space. Your Facebook or your social media is yours, and I'm giving you permission right now to remove anybody from it that is not lifting you up and bringing life to your space, okay? You don't have to allow things in your space that are bringing you down. Okay. So that's it, except for this last thing here. Be fearlessly authentic. Always be you. Don't try to be me, Brittany, Michelle, Christina, Terry, anybody. Be who you are. We need you. God made you, who you are, how you are. Share that with people, okay? People are buying into you, and your voice is needed. Take inspiration from everybody else, but don't try to be them. Your contribution comes from being your best self. And always have fun with your social media. Have fun with it. So that's it. That's all I have for that. So let me stop sharing. Okay, now it's time for coaching. So who has questions?
Emily, to break the ice, there was a question in the comments that
Okay.
said, I battle with keeping my profile private or public. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I have lots of thoughts. So what I do is I keep all of my Plexus posts public. And generally my posts where I have pictures of just myself, but anything that has pictures of my children, I do make those private because I don't want them just out and about on the public social media. So that is how I do that. I don't know whose question that was, but does that answer your question, or do you have more deeper question about that?
So Emily, in that vein, like showing people who you are, how do you show people who you are and show people like what you're about by having your family private? Or do you show them like things that you like to do? Because I moved mine to public. And so, but I don't have little kids now. So it's just, but it's like things that have to do with my family. Should I make that private? So what are your thoughts?
Well, your friend, when you make something private, your Facebook friends are still seeing that post, right? So it's private, but not in the sense that nobody is seeing it. You know what I mean? So let's just say you have, I don't know, 2,000 friends, and you do a post that, so when we go to a Georgia game or something, if I do a post, like I'm going to post about that, right? So obviously my kids are there, but I will have that set to friends. And so all 782 of my friends will see that post. It's just that some stranger who comes will not see that, but they will still see all of my Plexus posts or any other personal posts that I do where maybe I'm at the beach and I'm showing that, and why I like to go to the beach, because that is a personal post. Or if I show a book that I'm reading, and what I'm learning, because that is also a personal post. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, I do use my existing Facebook page.
I have a question. So I see on a couple of people's pages where if we're not friends, it gives you the option to add friends, but on other people that are not Plexus, it just shows how many followers and so forth, and it's like how many people are following them and who they're following. When is a good strategy or a good business move to switch that over from it just saying like friend request to followers?
I mean, I think that's just at your discretion. I have, mine still says friend request, but I am almost at, Facebook allows you to have 5,000 friends. And once you hit 5,000 friends, it will switch to where people can only choose to follow you. But I guess that would be it, just at your discretion, whether you would want, if you have followers and not friends, they will only see your public post, so. Yeah, and mine still says friend request too, but a lot of people do hit that follow button, especially Plexus people. Because what you'll find is when you're getting started with Plexus, you'll be getting all these new Plexus friends, right? But at some point, you've got to be friending your non-Plexus people too. And so it is kind of a courtesy, I guess, to just follow other Plexus people, especially, if they are real high number of friends at this point.
Emily, I'm sorry, go ahead.
On that one, the business, it's like business profile she's talking about, but I will say if you don't follow some people, it will not show you their post.
Hmm.
I've noticed that. So I've had, even the people like to add friends, I've had to go and follow them just to see their posts also. And I just actually changed my profile to business just to see who is viewing my stuff, like how many people have seen it, to look at the insights.
Yeah, and that is good for insights, as far as the business pages go that way.
Emily, do you plan your posts like for the week out? I mean, I know some are just, some are day by day, like if something happens, but do you kind of plan, especially your business posts, do you plan those out like on the weekend for the whole week, or what days you're going to have business post or Plexus post?
I would like to tell you that I do. That's what I would like to tell you. And I have gotten better about planning my posts, but what I have in my brain is basically this week I'm going to post heavy business. These 2 weeks I'm going to post heavy business. The next 2 weeks I'm going to post heavy products. That's what's in my brain. And so I just kind of follow that. And also that 2-to-1 ratio. I just have it in my brain and I do it that way. A lot of people, and what I would like to move toward is actually planning out my content. I just have never done that at this point, but I have gotten into a real pretty solid routine of, the rotation basically of business versus product posts.
Well, let me ask you this. I kind of this weekend I kind of was trying to plan mine out, and I thought about and tell me if this sounds good. Like Sunday would be my church or my inspirationals. Mondays would be my product post. Tuesdays would be personal. Wednesdays would be testimonies. Thursdays would be something personal. Fridays would be a Plexus, maybe a product or something. And then the weekends. Should you kind of do it like that, or do you kind of is it good to mix a week up with the products and your personals and testimonies and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, that can definitely work.
Whatever works
Had a
best for
lot of
you, I guess.
Yeah, we've had a lot of success with that for years and years and years. What we have been learning lately with some trainings that we've been doing is that it also is really beneficial to do, a week and a half or 2 weeks of business and then a week and a half or 2 weeks of products, because you're basically hitting your audience with the same thing on repeat for so many days.
Okay.
And then at the end of those days, they're like, oh, well, I just saw 3 or 4 business posts, right? So now they're in business. And then, so it just kind of goes that way. It's kind of how we hear commercials on repeat,
Yeah,
once
that's
we
true.
hear it, that is what we're thinking about. And so it is beneficial to batch it that way. But
Mhm.
like I said, we've also had a lot of success throughout the years,
And before you use somebody's testimony, do you need to ask for their permission? Is that kind of a good rule of thumb?
I don't. If it's out
Okay.
there on social media and it's public, I kind of give that as my green light to use it.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I agree with that, Linda. I think if they have posted their testimony, They probably don't mind it being shared.
Okay, I'm going to jump in here because Amanda, I love your tenacity. You've put this question in here twice. And you said, I have a Facebook friend that is in college and could be a great business builder, but we are more of acquaintances who have barely crossed paths. How would you suggest I approach her for the business opportunity? I love this question. And here's the thing. You could ask 10 different diamonds, 10 different jewels, and they may all tell you different answers. Okay, here's the number one thing I want you to remember. You need to be authentic to you. Okay, you've got to be authentic to you. Someone like Christina may go directly in, like say, there's many. Connect with her and say, listen, I know we haven't talked in a really long time, but I cannot get you off of my brain because I started this new thing. I started a new business and I think you would be really great at this. And then tell her why you think she would be great at it. And you have no idea if it would be a good fit for her or if she's looking for something, but are you open for taking a look? Are you open to taking a look? You can be very direct, or you can build relationally, like connect with her. Like, listen, I am so sorry. It's been so long since I've connected with you. Just build relationship with her, ask her questions, find out what's going on in her life, connect. Here's the thing, you've got to be authentic to who you are. I will say this, I don't think people mind an agenda. I do think they mind a hidden agenda. So you can be very direct with her and just say, I'm so sorry, I have not been in touch for the longest time, but I cannot get you off of my brain. I keep thinking about you because I think you would be really fantastic at this. And this is the general formula. After you connect, look at her wall, you say, bite the bullet. I'm so sorry, I dropped the ball on you, but I cannot thinking about you. This is the magic phrase that lets them off the hook. Fit for you. It gives them permission. And you say, but, and then you name the qualities that you see in her.
Michelle, we cannot hear yours. I don't, is it my signal or yours? I think it's yours. Cause I can see everybody moving. It's yours. I think what you're saying is really smart, but
Influence. Am I frozen? Am I frozen? Oh,
yeah,
am I back?
you've been that way for a minute.
Well, I had some really smart things to say.
No, you didn't.
Where did I leave off?
Go.
Oh, that was so good. Maybe I was praying in tongues. No. So what I will say is this. You start off, I'm so sorry I dropped the ball on you. And then, I haven't connected. It's been so long. How is your life? Forgive me for not being in touch. Listen, I cannot get you off of my mind. And this is the phrase that you say, I have no idea if this would be the right fit for you or not, or if this would be a good fit for you. And that gives them an out. It takes the pressure off. I don't know if this would be a good fit for you or not, but I started this new business with Plexus. And when I think of you, I can't stop thinking of you because, and then you name her qualities. You're ambitious, you're goal driven, you've got a great network, you know how to get things done, you've got character and integrity. I think you could be really fantastic at this. Are you open to taking a look? I have no idea if extra income is on your radar or not, but either way, I would love to know your thoughts because I think we would have a great time and would love to do this with you. It's very simple. You give her, open the door, you can give her an out, name why she would be great at this, and then tell her what you're inviting her to take a look at. Does that make sense? You don't have to worry about a hidden agenda. You can just be direct. If that makes you squirm, you can always, ask questions, see if there's a need, and then bring it up. based on what you've told me, or because of what you've said, I've thought of you because of this. So there's two different approaches you can take depending on your personality. Neither one is right, neither one is wrong. You just have to go with which way fits you.
Well, I have a question if nobody else does. So I noticed at Super Saturday, one of the speakers talked about or touch base on compliance and words that you can and can't say in your socials. I'm not going to ask you to list it, but could you tell us where we could find those kind of words so we're not kind of in a rut there?
Yeah, so they used to be in our virtual office. I'm not sure if they're still there, but they are still there. Okay. So they're in your virtual office. If you search for red flag words in the help center, and then also if you have the Plexus Go app, they will be in there. And I'm sure you can search there too. So either search compliance or red flag words. And there's a whole PDF that pulls up that will show you, words not to use. And then it will also give you some alternatives. So, you're not just left hanging like, don't say migraine, but you don't know what else to say. It gives you some alternatives. So it's a really helpful guide to have there.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we have 3 minutes.
Chris, okay, real quick, Kristen, if you do like say something you're not supposed to, you will get an email. Don't freak out. They actually will highlight and tell you what you did. You can go change it or delete it and reply back to them. So if you get an email, don't let it get you flustered. They're just saying, hey, this is what it is. It'll be highlighted and it's wonderful.
Okay, awesome. Because she said that in the Super Saturday, and I was like, oh crap. What if I've said all the words? But thank you.
We have all said all the words, Kristen, so no worries, but we have to learn and do better. Compliance is there to protect our businesses because we are regulated by the FTC, what we're allowed to say publicly on social media. So that's there to protect our businesses. It is a skill that we all need to amp up a little, I'm sure, but if you do get an email or a text, don't freak out. It's okay. It's all figure outable. So there you have it. Well, it's 8:58.
And also, Emily, can I say one more thing with that?
Yes.
Kristen, you can talk privately with somebody about all the things. So just these things you just can't put out on a post.
Yes.
Describe everything, but in a private conversation with you and somebody, talk.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Very good. All right. Well, that's all we have tonight. I hope it was helpful and we cannot wait to see y'all grow. So see you next Monday night. Goodbye.